I want you to remember, next time you feel like you failed, next time you feel like you messed up, next time you feel down about yourself, I want you to remind yourself this is a hard job. Your players definitely appreciate it. And if they don't, they should. You do deserve to feel appreciated. You deserve to understand that if it weren't for you, this game would not be taking place. These players would not get to enjoy telling the story of their characters like they do. And even if it's not perfect, it's a heck of a lot better than not being able to do it. Because if you care and you are trying and you're trying to improve and you really, really do care about the experience of your players and you are really assessing yourself and you're putting prep work in and you're applying yourself and you're trying your best to create interesting scenarios and moral quandaries and cool dungeons and cool monsters. You're trying to run them right. You're trying to let the players have agency, but you're also trying to cultivate a story. You are doing a lot better job than you think, okay? Hello, friends. Welcome back to GM Philosophy. I am the GM Philosopher, aka Josh. I have been running D&D, well, TTRPGs, D&D most of the time, but also others, for over 24 years at this point. I am currently a professional full-time game master and TTRPG content creator, and my channel is created to empower game masters to run better games. So if this is your first time here, I welcome you, and I'm so glad you are here, guys. I've also written a couple books. I've written the paid GM guidebook if you want to turn your passion for gaming into a full-time or part-time side hustle, or maybe even career, go full-time like me. I've also written a very important book about how to emotionally engage your players and run games that they can't wait to get back to. These are the two most important books I've written, so I also write books for game masters to help them empower themselves to take this craft to a whole nother level. So those are my most important books I've put out. I'm also a writer. Now, today, though, I want to get into something very important. I want to give a message to game masters who are discouraged, to game masters who are feeling down about their games, whether you're running for friends and family, whether you're running pro games. Maybe you're discouraged. Maybe you're starting to doubt yourself. Listen, I'm no stranger to this, guys. I am what many would consider a very successful game master by very many metrics. I've been running games for over 24 years. I've got 5 full pro games right now. I basically have, I would say, unlocked the ability through skill and determination to run as many pro games as I want. I could fill my roster with as many as I want. But here's the thing, guys. I have many, many downtimes. I've had many, many downtimes. I have been so frustrated, sometimes feeling like my games are crap and that I'm crap, that I've been tempted to quit. I've had times where I've been very discouraged. I've had times where I just felt like I wasn't worth anything in this game, in this craft. I've had times where I felt like I was just awful at running games and I should just hang it up and find something different to do. I've just wanted to give up so many times, guys. And I've run sessions and been discouraged afterwards, thinking, damn it, I ruined it. I didn't do this right. I didn't control spotlight good enough. I didn't give so-and-so enough spotlight time. I didn't do the loot right. There was no combat. It was boring, right? Just name the issue. And I have made it. I've made so many mistakes, especially earlier on in my gaming career, but even as recently as just last week, I was really feeling down about myself for some of the games I was running, just beating myself up, feeling like I was a failure, feeling like, man, is this even going to work out? Am I even good enough to keep running games? Listen, when you are running games, when you're running D&D or running any TTRPG and you're trying to do it right and you care, there are going to be times when you're going to feel like a failure. There are going to be times when you're going to feel like you're not good enough. There are going to be times when you're going to doubt yourself, when you're going to beat yourself up. This is natural, and this is actually a sign that you're probably a pretty normal human with pretty normal human limitations, and that you are not nearly as bad at this as you think you are, okay? I have also been a player. I've seen GMs make mistakes. I've seen GMs do things that I think, well, it would have been better if they wouldn't have done that. But you might be surprised how it actually takes a lot of consistent problems to ruin a game for players, especially if it's a friends and family game. Now, there's higher stakes in a pro game, but still, there is no such thing as a perfect game master. There's no such thing as a game master who does everything right 100% of the time, all the time in every game. And real life also comes in. We game masters also get tired. We game masters also get overworked. We also get stressed. We also have, bills and family obligations and responsibilities and stressors. And those things impact the game for us too. But Whereas players, when they come into a game and they're just not kind of feeling it and they're kind of out of it and they're not really, jumping into the story and being proactive, we see that as, oh, game master, it's your responsibility to like try to fix it for them. But then if we have these issues, then it's like the whole game is ruined. We're failing all our players. That's how we feel. That's what we think. But do you see how this is such a vastly different experience for GMs and players? And the truth is, game masters, you are not perfect, and you don't have to be perfect, and you shouldn't feel bad for not being perfect. Here's what you should do. If you are feeling bad about yourself right now, if you're feeling bad about your games you're running, if you're feeling bad about your performance as a game master, here's what I want you to do. I want you to take it just a minute, and I want you to remember, I want you to think to yourself, this is a human creative activity. We're creating it in real time. Yeah, you probably did prep work, but it's still in real time. It's still improvisational. It's sort of like theater meets screenplay writing in real time meets sort of like book writing, right? Meets show production and meets running a highly complex combat board game all at the same time. It is not an easy job, but it is a very fun job, which is why us forever GMs do it. And it's so much fun. And you know that the highs of succeeding are so high, but then the lows of failure feel so low. So here's what I want you to do today. I want you to remember, next time you feel like you failed, next time you feel like you messed up, next time you feel down about yourself, I want you to remind yourself, this is a hard job. Your players definitely appreciate it. And if they don't, they should. Okay. You do deserve to feel appreciated. You deserve to understand that if it weren't for you, this game would not be taking place. These players would not get to enjoy telling the story of their characters like they do. And even if it's not perfect, it's a heck of a lot better than not being able to do it. Because if you care and you are trying and you're trying to improve and you really, really do care about the experience of your players and you are really assessing yourself and you're putting prep work in and you're applying yourself and you're trying your best to create interesting scenarios and moral quandaries and cool dungeons and cool monsters, you're trying to run them right. You're trying to let the players have agency, but you're also trying to cultivate a story. You are doing a lot better job than you think. Okay. You are probably way better and creating way more fun for your players than you give yourself credit for. So pat yourself on the back a little bit. Don't get so down on yourself. Please take this as an encouragement. You actually deserve to feel very good about what you're doing. This is an important craft and hobby. It's so interesting. There's really nothing like TTRPGs. There's nothing like it. And it's so creative, and it is such a collaborative intellectual art experience. There's just nothing like it in the whole world. And you are the one who facilitates it, because if it weren't for you, it wouldn't happen. So guess what? You're not ever going to run a perfect game. Never. And that is completely okay. And you're going to run some games that are going to feel bad maybe. And maybe the players might not even every single session like they love, each other. Like they might have a session they love, and then the next week they all might feel like, it was okay, but I still had fun. Like that's probably how they feel. And you are probably worrying about it 100 times more than they are. It was little more than a tiny little thought, and then it's one about the week, and they actually enjoyed it, and then they're looking forward to the next session. That's probably when you run a rough session, that's probably what they feel like. That's probably what they think. Truth, like high key. But you are probably beating yourself up. You're probably rethinking things over and over. You're probably ruminating on it, thinking, I could have done this better. I failed this. This is terrible. You're probably just like it's just playing and playing and playing in your head. But you don't deserve all that. You don't deserve all that negative business. So pat yourself on the back. You are doing a great job, way better than you think. You deserve credit. So let me give it to you. Thank you for keeping this hobby alive. Thank you for doing all this work to run the game for your friends. Thank you for doing your best to be the best at every single game. Thank you for trying, even when it's not perfect, even when nobody thanks you or appreciates you, and even when people criticize you more than they appreciate you. People are way more likely to deal out criticism than appreciation, but guess what? You probably did 100 things they should appreciate you for, but maybe they only mentioned the one thing you deserved a little criticism for. But let's look at the balance. You still did 100 things right, my friends. So you deserve to feel good about yourself today. So please feel good about yourself. This is my message to Game Masters. You deserve to feel good about yourself. Do not get down on yourself. You deserve better. Thank you for coming to my talk. I'm the GM Philosopher. Empowering game masters to run better games is the goal. Roll some D100s for me at your next game, friends, and I will see you on the next one.